listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
And welcome to the Dynamic Women interview here with Ashley Doan, WriterGal. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Actually, first, hello, Ashley.
Good morning.
Hello. So, Ashley, I've known you what seems like a long time, but just it's been a short time. And I am going to ask you some questions that maybe people are wondering about, how does someone become a writer, and how do you get good at writing, and how do you manage being a writer or running a business and being a mom of two little ones? So we're going to kind of go through that. If you want to follow Ashley on social media, the handle of WriterGal is all over the place. And you can find her at www.writergal.ca if you want to check that out as I'm asking her some questions. First, Ashley, I've never asked you this. Where did you come up with WriterGal?
Actually, I like this story. Okay. Years and years ago, I broke up with my fiance. Was lonely, started going online to try to find a friend. If it turns into something more, great. But I was a little scared about using my real name on all these chat systems. So out of the blue one night, I picked WriterGal because it's what I do and it keeps me anonymous. And I guess it worked because the person I met online, I'm now married to with 2 kids, a dog, and a mortgage. So WriterGal has always sort of been my online name, my avatar name. And I thought it was perfect for my business, so I just kept it.
Yeah, well, it's a very easy to understand title. Yeah. How did you get into writing?
I was a journalism geek in high school. I was the one person in high school that was, in charge of the paper, interviewing, all that stuff. And then I'd actually thought about getting into broadcast journalism when I graduated. Oh. But then I looked at the industry and I didn't like how competitive it was and how it was very focused on your looks. And I realized it wasn't for me. And I got into a professional writing program at Douglas College, which was the best decision I ever made. It showed me all different types of writing, marketing, communications, so that when I left, I could do pretty much anything I wanted to do. And I have, and I've done a lot. That's another one of the ways I describe myself instead of WriterGal is a Jane of all trades.
Yeah.
I do it all. I love doing it all. And it's fun, keeps me on my toes, keeps life interesting.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure a lot of people listening are not good writers. So how did you know you were a good writer? Because a lot of people know they're bad writers. So how do you know when you're good? Like what's the difference between a good writer, a crap writer, and a great writer?
I think a lot of it's in that perspective. Because even growing up, I never considered myself a good writer. I got C+, B's in English class. I wasn't the greatest, student in English. Mm-hmm. But it's something that I like doing. And one of the reasons I do it is because I'm a creative person, but I'm not creative in terms of, creating artwork or drawing, but my creative outlet is writing. So I've honed in on that. And because I wanted to learn, I do it. I learn by doing. Mm-hmm. And then I really realized that I was a good writer when I started getting compliments from people. People were happy with what I've written for them, what I've written for myself. So it took a while to really believe that I was a good writer. Enough to do it, to make an income, make it my job.
Yeah. Now, in the Dynamic Women Global, we are going to be doing a training on the 5-step success formula for writing better website and blog content. Now, for those of you who want to be listen in on that or watch the training there, make sure you head over to the Global Club. And I know some of the people listening today are also going to be joining us live, which is great. But what would you say, like if someone is thinking, oh, I'm going to write my own blogs, what could be just a simple practice that they could do that would help them to be able to start, or maybe even better, to finish? Like what's a tip that you have, a general tip for just writing a blog?
Just do it.
Well, yes.
No, I mean,
just write.
Just write. Like that's one of the things that I'm going to talk about in the training, is how to get over that hurdle of starting those first few words, those first sentences, because that I find is the hardest, even for me, to get started with those first few words. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I'm going to share about in the training is how to get started, some tips that I use.
Okay.
And I've got a fun little name for it, so you have to tune into the webinar to hear how it works. But
okay, no teasers there.
No teasers.
So I'll admit, I successfully wrote a blog every single week for a year. I committed to that. I used someone like yourself. This is before I met you, so I'm not cheating on you. I used someone to edit my work. I would write it maybe 70-80% of the way, and then she'd edit it and finish it off for me. And it was a great relationship. And I ended up becoming one of Vancouver's top mom bloggers. And I don't say that to brag. I say it because the next step is basically as soon as that happened, I then quit blogging. I didn't write another blog. And I don't know if I just reached that place where I was like, okay, I'm there now. But what I'm getting to is, what are the benefits of having a blog as a business owner or as just a person out there who wants to write a blog? What are the benefits? Why bother, basically? This might also help those who are listening to know if they should start one or if they don't really need to have one.
Yeah, well, I guess that's sort of two trains of thought. If you want to blog for yourself, not for a business, not to make money, it's a great way to express yourself. It's online journaling. It's getting your ideas out of your head onto paper so that you can action on them if that's what you need to do, or use it to create, your own memoirs of where you've been and where you're going. Professionally, blogging is amazing, and I say it's probably one of the best ways to show people that you know your stuff. People won't buy from you if they don't think you're an expert. You need to show them that you're an expert. And a great way to do that, and a less formal way sometimes, is to blog. You can show your personality if that's important to your business, and you can show them your knowledge. And then when they trust you, that brings them one step closer to buying from you, to hiring you, to believing in your message and what you're trying to get across. So it's really, showing people you know your stuff.
Okay. I'm basically convinced.
My job is done.
Basically. But yeah, I agree that for people who just want to have a blog, it's a great way to express yourself in a way that's like online journaling. Mm-hmm. And you get to read other people's journals if you think of it. I know they're edited to, they don't have all the really super raw stuff, but sometimes you can find some really great bloggers out there who have great content. So we're going to end on this part. Who do you like to read other than yourself, obviously? What other bloggers out there do you like to follow, read, and what is it about their writing that makes them one of your favorite?
Yeah, well, I think for me, I'm really into some of the marketing bloggers right now. I haven't found any other ones that I've particularly, found a connection to, but Neil Patel writes some interesting stuff. His stuff is really long, so it's more of a skimmable read, but just get some insights into marketing. I'm always trying to grow my skills, so reading those blogs. Seth Godin, I believe, writes some more good stuff. And really, if someone posts an article on social media and I like the title, I'll read it. Like I don't discriminate. I like reading is whatever attracts me, whatever piques my interest, right?
Yeah, because I know a lot of people out there, they have like, oh, I read this person's blog and they comment on the blog. And being a fellow mom, there are a lot of really great mom bloggers out there that are just speaking the truth. One of my most recent kind of insightful blogs was the one around basically the mom was going to dance class for her daughter, and she tried to chat with two moms, and two moms really weren't having it. And every week she tried and ended up talking to their kids, and they didn't let them in. So it was this whole idea of like inclusivity and just be kind to people, and don't make people feel like outcasts. And it was really real and raw. And I think when they're like that, so many people reply. So do you have a mommy blog that you write, or what's your blog about, or you just write other people's blogs?
I used to have a mommy blog. That was my get rich quick scheme that I wanted to do instead of going back to work, as being a mommy blogger. I saw all these other women out here doing it, and I'm like, I can do that. I just didn't have the drive to do that. But I do have a blog on my site that's content marketing. So writing tips, blog tips, anything to do with online marketing that I've got on WriterGal.ca.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And I lied. There's one more question. How do you balance having two little ones? How old are they again?
2.5 and 4.5 now.
Yeah. So how do you balance that and being a writer, especially because you write other people's content, so you have deadlines? And you do SEO for other people and edit other people's work, and people have websites that need to go up with the content that you've written. So how do you balance it all?
Well, honestly, that's still something I'm working on. It's something I want to achieve, and I'm making big strides in getting there. My biggest thing right now that's supporting me is my family. My husband has 1 day off a week during the weekdays, and both sets of our parents are in town. So they each get the kids 1 day a week. So that's 3 days that I get mostly uninterrupted.
Work days.
To work on me, to go get a massage, whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
But it's something that I love to do, and I don't ever not want to do it. So I'm finding ways to balance that time, to find time to write. And my kids are getting older now, so if they're playing or doing some coloring, I can sneak in a few paragraphs here and there as it makes sense. So it's really having that support system to watch the kids, and be understanding of what I need to do, for my me time. My work is my me time.
Lets you be an adult again.
Yes.
And be in your passion. Cool. 1 word answer, or 2 words maybe. Pen and paper or computer?
Computer.
Okay. Good. We'll finish on that. Well, thank you, WriterGal. And or Ashley Doan. I love the story. Thank you for sharing that with us. It's funny to get in like on your single life and your dating life and how it's come full circle to your business. Super cool. So if you are listening to this, you can go over to writergal.ca to check in with Ashley. As you've heard, she does website content, blogs, social media, brochures, white papers, so much more. There's so many things that she does. If you need writing or editing work done, or SEO and that, just reach out to her and check out her blog. See if she knows her stuff in what she's writing about with content marketing. And if you're curious about the 5-step success formula for writing better website and blog content, then you need to head over to Dynamic Women. And if you are not a member, we encourage you to join. And then you'll get great content from Ashley, as well as a lot of other wonderful, powerful, dynamic business owners and inspiring women. So thanks for joining us. Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.